And we're live, and thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in to this, our version 3 Hangout party. And I'm calling it a party because after the last few months of trying to get version 3 live as quickly and as fast and as efficiently as possible, along the journey, there's been several people that have been integral to the design, the feedback, the ideas, suggestions, tweaks. Some of them are here today, and we're joined with John Dietrich, and also Cara Wood, Martin Shervington, and Yifat Cohen. And I thank you all very much for joining. So here's what's going to happen right now. It's just a short introduction to NOD3x version 3. And so I'm going to share it with you, and it is actually live and running right now. So if I go here, so if you go to nodx.com or NOD3x.com, you will actually see our new homepage. And what we try to do is to make it as simple as possible to find all the information. More pages are going to be added every day, including blogs and key feature lists and key feedback questions, etc. And in order to sign in or sign up, right at the top of the screen, you'll see the sign in, sign up button, which will take you to a brand new page, which basically looks like this. And you can still sign in with Google and also create a different account from there as well, if you so wished. And once you are signed in and you've got some projects on the go, your dashboard will now look like this.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! And this is, it's taken quite a while to get it to this stage. We're actually all very proud of it. It's approximately 10 times faster than version 2 and far more responsive. Plus, you can actually now get more information about what's being shared, who's sharing it. Algorithms have been updated, and we feel, and this is a subjective feel at the moment, so feedback will be very, very welcome along the way, either today or as and when in the ensuing comments. But we feel it's a little bit more user-friendly, shall we say. So a quick little tour of here is the main navigation now is down the left-hand side, so you can always get to any of the dashboards. So from this dashboard, by clicking on the actual dashboard that you're on, it's actually responsive. You can start typing in here and your projects will start immediately showing that you have saved already. You can edit a project or your project directly from here now and skip through each of the steps just to see exactly where you're saving. So it's a little bit more, again, user-friendly, we feel. You can then change the settings for any of your projects directly from here, but when you're on a specific dashboard project like this, then this actually affects the saved project that you're on right now. From within here, you can change how often the graphs actually refresh themselves, because everything is still live and dynamic. One of the key features that we kept fairly quiet in version 2, because we wanted to make sure the notifications were actually working correctly, is the alert settings. And within the alert settings now, any of your saved projects will send you an email regarding any new post that's been added, if there's an influencer that's posted a piece of content, or they're engaged on your content. All you would need to do is actually, currently anyway, is just enter your email address that you would prefer to receive those notifications. So it doesn't necessarily have to be your Google email. It will automatically just send you. So rather than you sat in front of the dashboard itself, now you can be pinged as and when you want to be notified of some new interaction or new data that's been accessed. And then just by selecting any of these on when you would actually like to receive those alerts, then you get them. And then always at the end, always just remember to save settings, and that does all of that. So that's a quick bit on editing the project and also the project settings with the new alert notifications. What we've also added is it's not, when you start a saved project off, it's still with a keyword or a hashtag, but what we've actually done now is actually show you how many of those words or keywords are actually being used within the data that's been collected during the specified date period. So those are over here on the right hand side, okay, which is kind of just an indication just to see which keywords are more topical for you or in this specific moment in time. So just another bit of an indicator rather than you kind of, well, how many words are being used in this specific moment. If we look at, say, from a World Cup perspective, as an example, if I just go to World Cup, which we've saved, you may see how quickly it now actually works, and it might be a little bit slower, but you can see it's noticeably faster than version 2. For this specific one, this save project, we're saving the hashtag World Cup and hashtag Brazil 2014, and we can see there's a noticeable difference now between posts being used with hashtag World Cup, nearly 4,500, and Brazil 2014 over the same date range, which is 573. So it's those kind of things for your save projects, whether they're clients or your own personal monitoring, then you'll immediately able to see what's going on. Another new feature that we've added is directly above the live feeds graph. You can see now we've got some little graphs, images, video, and just text. These are actually dynamic graphs, and you can see, and these are actually on a per date basis. So by hovering over, you can see how many posts happened on one day, but also now you can see out of all of the posts that are saved within the project, 742 contained images, 166 were image related, and there were actually 1,993 posted just with text alone. So that gives you an indication, again, of what people are sharing and across social media. From this perspective, then, what we've added are some what I call cute little graphs directly beneath the live feeds. We can see we've got they're almost like mini pie charts, if you like. So here we've got the top social networks and also news. Google Plus, as we were saying, is free. There are now premium options to upgrade for Twitter, Facebook, and news as well, plus a few others coming on board. But we can see that actually of this content, 49% of it was being shared on Google Plus, and 37% of what we've indexed is on Twitter. We've also got these little dynamic graphs here, which is again on a per day basis. So you don't necessarily have to just now show which data source you want. You can actually just hover over them and immediately know exactly which content is coming from where. In terms of the word cloud, well, that's not really changed, other than if we were to just click on here, again it's just a little bit faster. You get the post coming up and you can still engage with them directly from the actual project itself. From an influencer perspective, at the moment we've got some pretty influential people on Twitter, so what I'm actually going to do now is just change the data source, and that's done with these icons in the top right hand corner. So the first one looks like a funnel, and here we can just say select Google Plus, and now the whole dashboard refreshes to reflect only Google Plus. And again, hopefully you can see how fast it's updating. One of the key things for me was that we needed to make it as fast as possible in order to make it a little bit more engaging for people. Within these here now we can see the data sources have changed within the posts here, and all of these little G plus icons are clickable and you get directly to the person or the influencer's post or page on there. We can actually see if we click on the Google Maps here, which I'm going to come on to in a second, you'll get our new profile summary as well. So we've got the whole list of the influencers just there. The bird's eye view here is a brand new map. In version 2 we're using Google Maps, and of course there's absolutely nothing at all wrong with that. But what we actually wanted was to get more integration and be more kind of in line with everything else of our new graphics. Everything is dynamic in here, and if you're using or viewing your dashboards and projects from a tablet or a mobile, we actually now live at the same time. It dynamically recognizes what device you're on and will change the design specifically for mobile or for tablet. And if you're viewing the map, you can experiment just by pinch and zoom like normal and tap on things to get further analysis. The map area here beneath the map, we've broken it down by country. Everything again is dynamic. You can click on these and then only get the dashboard then reflects to change all the posts only from that specific country. We've got the daily changes. Again, everything is dynamic. And also we've got the demographic little pie charts here for male and female that are posting the content. The latest post directly opposite the map, again, we can see exactly who's posting what. Seems to be a bit of delay on the graph beneath it, but what we've actually done on the latest posts here is that the date stamp or timestamp that's now on there will actually show that post itself. So that becomes clickable rather than having to say view the post. We're just trying to shorten the amount of things and just make it a little bit more user-friendly again. If you want to view that post on Google Plus itself, then just by clicking the little icon, you will get taken out of here and also see the exact post on Google Plus just from a verification perspective. Beneath the latest post then, we also now have, which used to be on the relationship graph analysis, we had top posts, most used hashtags, best days and best times to post. We've actually moved that now to the dashboard area because it seems to be a little bit more of a, or it made more sense to have it here. So you can see exactly which hashtags are being used, which days of the week to post. The best days are currently. Obviously, we're looking at a World Cup one at the moment, and World Cup practically started yesterday, so that's going to dynamically change and present different advice or suggestions for you on best times, best days, and then we have best times as well. And this is now per your own region. So when you're looking at that, it used to be just UTC, and now it's actually per wherever you are. It's recognizing where you are. So we have those. Another thing as well is that we're quite open to the fact that people, either agencies, consultants, were using our graphs as for their own reports, and that's absolutely fine. What we've added then is to try and make it a little bit easier. If you have your own branding colors and things like that, we've added a little option here where you can change the color of any of the graphs. So, for example, if purple's your thing, then you can just quickly select it and then do a screen grab or whatever, and then change it dynamically to meet your own branding, from there. Let me quickly go down from here. Right, so from the influencer's perspective, one of the new changes that we've done is to completely change the profile summary and the activity summary. So if we look at NASA here now and just click on that, we actually now get a completely different feel of the profile summary of this individual, their activity, what they like to share the most, what type of content, be it images, video, just text, links, events, or articles. Here we've also added just things which make it just a little bit more simpler for people. So what percentage of activity do they get, or engagement do they get on their specific activity? what's their latest posts or their top posts, and that directly is beneath their little bio section. Here what we've done is pull it directly from the Google Plus bios for everybody. We've made it slightly more simpler to get the latest information about that person's profile or page's profile just by clicking the update little button just here, which is in the branding image at the top, which we will be changing. There's a couple of little things directly beneath here as well. You can select whether this person is actually an influencer or not, and then select which category of influence they belong in. For example, I don't know, let's put them under technology as an example. Then from their top posts, their recent top posts, we can look at what their most used hashtags are within their posts, the best days of the week that they post on in terms of their engagement, the best times of day that they get their engagement. If you want to start making notes about a specific profile or page, specifically relating to Google+, you can create a little note for them here, and just say, you know, main influencer relating to. You can add a little note here, so I'll just put Laura, and then we can just save that, and that then gets added to our whole notes section. So we can then go back, check dates on which this has been added, and then read any notes that we've done. We wanted to add this in here specifically for people that are running HOAs, and maybe you've got some catch-up notes, or you want to put some notes in after your HOA or during your HOA that you can then go away and maybe do a blog post about or cut and paste from it. But these are your notes only on that specific person or page. They're not shared anywhere else. Everything is just related to your account. Beneath here then, we've got what their latest post is. So that's everything in relation. It's kind of related to their top post, but you can see it's actually, you know, what they've recently done right now. The other thing that we've now done is allow people to say, well, actually, you know what, I don't want them in this order. I want them in a different order. Maybe notes is more important. So now you can drag and drop all of the modules in here, and it's completely, and it will remember as well for when you come back the next time. Again, that can be useful, let's just say from the dashboard perspective. If you want to rearrange everything and do everything as a report, you can rearrange what you want, do a screen grab of the whole thing, and you've got your own priority in terms of what maybe your client wants to see. Now that their posts have loaded up at the top here, we can see that actually 58% of their posts are relating to images, 8% of video, and 10% are actually just text that we're just picking up from. Slightly, don't want to keep you guys all hanging on for too much longer, so a quick review of the new relations user interface. Here we've got pretty much the same thing. We just made it the redesign for version 3. We've added some new little mini graphs for statistics on what is the main activity that's taking place within the graphs that you're seeing. You can still zoom in, etc. And again, if you're on a tablet now or a mobile, you can actually do this with your finger. So if I wanted to find out, you know, we've got the movie network, just clicking on here, as that post loads up, you know, all I would actually need to do is just tap it with my finger, and then you get the whole post loading up as well. So that takes care of that. Another key thing that was actually suggested was, how do I refresh a dashboard? You know, so we've now added a little refresh icon here, and that will just refresh absolutely everything for you based on any new updates that you've requested. In terms of updates, we've made it a little bit simpler. Rather than having a drop down, you now can just say, well, just want to run the engagement update or run the profile update, and that takes care of that. We've still got the layout settings in here, and you can request however many nodes you like. There were crashes on version 2, quite a lot of lag, but now it's a lot faster, and anything, we've tried it with like 50,000 nodes in real time showing on here, and it works beautifully. But again, welcome that feedback. If you're looking for still top people within the actual graphs themselves, then we've still got them here, and you can list all of them from there. We're still working on an export function for that, and that will take care of that soon, and we'll ping everybody who's been involved to let them know of this. We've also added a new activity search user interface, so you can load your activities or load other activities just exactly as you have been doing. If you're loading other activities, just all you need to add is the vanity URL. You don't need to add the number anymore, so that will take care of that. And this is an activity result of me, so you can see exactly, you know, what my posts are, what my most shared pieces are, so what type of content I like to share, what my hashtags are, the best days of the week, times, etc. And the most amount of engagement I get on my posts is also there. The remaining things that we've got in here, let me just go back to the dashboard, are that you can also expand everything else into its own unique window if you want to just have things on their own, all right, that you don't necessarily want to show people. Yeah, so if you're maybe in the middle of and you want to show some data to a client and you don't want to necessarily share everything else, then this is that. The final thing is that we feel we've made it a little bit easier to create a new project from anywhere else, and simply just by clicking on Create Project from absolutely anywhere, you can now follow a 3-step process of creating a new project, giving a project name, include keywords, people to include or exclude, giving the demographic, and then just clicking Save at the end, and that starts your saved project. And that's version 3 as a quick overview. Hopefully you'll like it, and let us know exactly what you think. And I thank everybody for being involved and all the feedback and continued support, not just from you guys that are sat here right now, but there's been hundreds of people feeding back to us, and it's overwhelming, very flattering, and we're honoured to have such support from specifically the Google Plus community. So what do you guys think?
It's absolutely brilliant.
Thank you.
Such a useful tool. So,
thanks.
well done.
Bravo.
Yeah.
I want to get in there and start using it now.
Well, you can. It's now live. And all your projects that you did have now moved over into version 3 as well. All right, and let us know if you know, because we've done minimal bug testing. We're not using people as beta testers and bug testers as we're going. Hopefully we've nailed a lot of the things, but we've been working almost through the nights to get things done on through here. So if you do see anything, just let us know immediately. We'll add it to the immediate priority roadmap.
I like the notes feature.
Thank you. Yeah, we're going to develop that a little bit more. There's within the, you may have seen within the actual profile activity as well, or the profile summary on people, that we've actually included. And I will just quickly just show this. We've kind of preempted of where we're going with this. You can see what are you thinking. Yeah, you're going to also be able to send people messages directly. So if they're a fellow NOD3x user, maybe it's a team user, and you're sharing it with your consultancy team when you're all working on a project, you can send them a message directly from within NOD3x and reply within NOD3x. So it starts to become like a CRM as well for you working on a project management as well.
Where do you get those messages? If someone sends you a message?
Yeah, so we're just we're not making it publicly public right now. That's happening over the weekend, and you'll also start to receive notifications by your profile icon in the top left of the screen as well. Any updates that you've requested on projects will then also appear on there, as well as sending you an email regarding them. So that's going live all over the weekend. That's all going live over the weekend. Yifat, you asked a question, what does the 68% mean? That's depending on where that is, it's probably in the little mini pie charts, as we call them. If it's relating to the social network, it's basically 68% of the content has come from there that we've indexed relating to that or those keywords that you've been saving. If it's on an activity share and say 68% was on reshares, then you're going viral on that. And so there's 68% of engagement reshare from this, and we'll just show you that breakdown here. For example, we've got within on NASA, 84% of their engagement is actually +1s. So you can start to get an understanding of what's actually going on there. Up at the top here, you can see 58% of their content is images, 8% is video, 10% is just text. So we have drilled down. Google Plus is magnificent from content types. So I think there's about 10 different content types which order themselves within here. So they'll always show you the best ones, if you like. So you can start to see exactly what's going on, not just from within a saved project or the wider social discussions that are taking place, but also from a granular level, i.e. down to an individual or down to a profile page or down to specific. So that's how that all works. We're working on all the new videos right now, and I'm hoping to put those live over the weekend, these quick hangout ones, which has obviously made everything else obsolete. The same system still applies, but hopefully now we've made it a little bit easier for people to use. Fingers crossed, anyway. So, guys, I'm going to end it here right now and just say thank you very much for your time and your feedback, and let us know if there's anything that you would like to see implemented, and we will do.
Awesome.
Thank you for taking part. See you all soon.
Thanks so much. All right, bye-bye.
Hi, everybody.